with me, travel fam. How are you guys doing? It's been a while since I put a video out for you guys, but I have been busy, but it's been a good busy. I've been doing a little bit of traveling, and that is the reason that I'm coming to you today. At the end of January, I did a back-to-back cruise, and this video is going to be about that first leg of that back-to-back. It was a Royal Caribbean cruise, 3-nighter, out of the Port of Miami on Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas. So let's not waste any time, guys. Let's go check out Navigator of the Seas. Alright guys, Navigator of the Seas. Navigator of the Seas went through Royal Caribbean's Royal Amplification upgrade back in 2018. They put over $115 million into this ship, and it definitely shows. They have a bunch of new water slides. They have the Royal Caribbean's first aqua coaster at sea called the Blaster. They have a couple of mat racer slides called Riptide. They have a completely reimagined pool deck. Lots of seating, lots of space up there. They also have the lime and coconut bar on that pool deck. This lime and coconut bar is 3 stories. They have a rooftop bar where you could go up there, have a drink, and have 360-degree views all around you. It's great. A couple of new restaurants, Hook Seafood, Jamie's Italian. They have Playmaker Sports Bar, the Bamboo Room. They have an escape room. They have zombie laser tag as well, Battle for Planet Z. They have the Flow Rider, rock climbing wall, also kinds of redesigned spaces for Adventure Ocean for the kids. There is plenty to do on this ship. We did our best in the 3 days we had, but 3 days honestly is not enough to explore everything. So here we go. We arrived in the Port of Miami on that Friday. We went to Royal Caribbean's new terminal, Terminal A. It's a new state-of-the-art terminal. It's a large space, very modern. There's lots of seating. It was a quick and easy check-in. Probably took us no more than 5 or 10 minutes to check in and get upstairs and basically wait for the ship to open up. Once they started boarding, we were probably on the ship within about 10 or 15 minutes. It wasn't a long time. All right, so we were getting on the ship. First thing we did was go ahead and head right on over to the specialty restaurants, and we went ahead and made reservations. This short cruise, we went ahead and decided to do Royal Caribbean's unlimited dining plan. The unlimited dining plan gave us the option to eat at any of the specialty restaurants essentially as much as we wanted. So we wanted to go ahead and take advantage of that. We went ahead and made reservations for each evening at one of the specialty restaurants, and then we were also able to sneak in a lunch that first day when we were there at Chops Grill because it happened to be open for lunch. So we had about an hour or so to explore the ship a little bit. We went ahead and took a look at the solarium, which is the adults only pool and area on the pool deck. So we sat there for a while, had a drink, and after that it was time for lunch, so we headed on over to Chops Grill. Chops Grill did not disappoint for lunch. We had a number of different appetizers that we shared. We had a shrimp cocktail appetizer. There was a charred beef carpaccio that was really good. There was a salad wedge, also a cream of mushroom soup. Some of the entrees that we tried, there was a chicken Caesar salad that was really good. The burgers were excellent, along with the filet mignon that I had, and that was fantastic. A couple of the desserts, there was an apple pie, a red velvet cake, along with a key lime pie. I think it had some like meringue on top as well. Those were all really good. Apple pie was okay. I would say the key lime, though, was our favorite. Sail away party, we went up to the lime and coconut bar. We kind of rushed up there after the muster drill and were able to get a seat on the rooftop bar at the lime and coconut bar, and that was the perfect place in my opinion for the sail away party. Excellent views all around us. Had a couple of drinks and we had a good time for a while. All right guys, dinner that night was at Jamie's Italian. Jamie's Italian was hands down my favorite meal on the cruise. The service there was incredible. Our server, Catan, he went above and beyond, made sure we had everything we wanted. If there was something on the menu that we were somewhat interested in but didn't want to order, he brought it out anyway so the whole table could share it. So the service there was just absolutely incredible. All right, so what we had at Jamie's Italian. We started out with a bunch of appetizers to share. First was the creamy burrata, which is basically slow roasted tomatoes with some fresh mozzarella and arugula. We had the ultimate garlic bread. Can't go wrong with garlic bread. That was really good. Tomato bruschetta with tomatoes and mozzarella. The black truffle arancini. I don't know if you've ever had arancini. If you ever have the chance, don't pass it up. Arancini is basically mozzarella risotto balls, kind of deep fried in a breading, and then it also had black truffles on it, and then they also had a dipping sauce for it as well. Those are fantastic. I've had those at Disney as well, at a couple of the Italian restaurants there. Those are can't miss. And then last, and certainly not least, was the famous meat plank. This has all kinds of different meats, cheeses, a couple of different breads. This thing is definitely a showstopper. We all enjoyed that. It's huge. He brought us a very big one as well, and we devoured everything. So that was definitely one of my favorites. All right, guys, on to some of the main dishes that we ordered. Jamie's Italian. A bunch of us wanted to have some pasta, so I know we did have the penne pomodoro at the table. We also had the tagliatelle bolognese. I myself ordered the lamb chops, which were really good. Also, our server brought out the Chianti braised short ribs. That was definitely not my favorite, probably my least favorite. It was a little bit fatty. Still had some good flavor though. And then he also brought us out a baked lasagna for the table to share. That was actually really good. As far as desserts go, when it came time for dessert, the server brought out another plank of desserts, which included there was a cheesecake on there, there was a tiramisu, a warm brownie, and I believe there was one other thing as well. I think of that, the cheesecake was probably my favorite. All right, guys, after Jamie's Italian, we decided to head down to the Royal Promenade. Royal Promenade has a bunch of bars, lots of entertainment during the night, so we checked that out. We checked out Playmaker Sports Bar, stayed there for a while. They have some games you can play at the bar as well, so we did that for a while. We headed down to the casino. It wasn't too late of a night though, because the next day was Nassau, and we had a lot planned for the day, I should say. All right, guys, day 2, Nassau, Bahamas. We started the day with breakfast over at the Windjammer. After that, my daughter and nephew had an excursion planned to go scuba diving on the island. That was an excursion through Royal Caribbean. They enjoyed that a lot. And then the rest of the party, we decided we were just going to explore Nassau and see what it had to offer. We did a little bit of shopping in the shopping downtown area. And then we also took a walk on over to Junkanoo Beach. Junkanoo Beach is a public beach. It's only about a 15-minute walk or so from the cruise port, not too far. It's just past the shopping area. It's not a bad walk. It is a public beach there where you can rent some chairs, which we did, so we could sit on the beach for a while. They also have a restaurant on the beach there called the Tiki Bikini Hut, where they have drinks, they have food you can order. Everything right there. They actually have servers that will come out to you on the beach and bring you your drinks or food if you'd like as well. All right, guys, so after that, we decided to head back to the ship. It was still somewhat early, so we decided to head to the pool deck, and from there, we checked out El Loco Fresh. El Loco Fresh is another one of the free dining options that they have on board. They have tacos, burritos, quesadillas. They have chips and salsa. They have a salsa station with guacamole as well. So really good option to eat for lunch or dinner if you want. It's usually open a little bit late, maybe till around 10 o'clock at night. Good option for food though. All right, guys, day 2 was at Izumi Sushi and Hot Rocks. This was definitely a different dining experience. We enjoyed it a lot. It is part of Royal Caribbean's unlimited dining plan, but it's not completely unlimited. The menu does have a price on it for each of the items, and with the unlimited dining plan, you are given $35 to spend per person. So you possibly could go over, but with our party of 5, we were able to pool all our money together, and we had plenty of money essentially to get a bunch of appetizers, some sushi, and also a main entree for everyone, and we did not go over at all. So I guess it all depends on what you're looking for, but we had no problem with our party of 5 keeping it under that $35 per person in our group, and we had plenty to eat. So for starters, we had a couple of different dishes on the table to share. We had edamame, we had a shrimp and vegetable tempura, also had some pork dumplings, and then I think we also had a miso soup as well. And then as far as some of the sushi that we had to share, we did have a champagne lobster and yuzu wrap. That was one of them. We also had, I believe, the crispy spicy tuna roll, along with, I think there was a spider roll as well on the table to share. So all of the sushi was really good. The appetizers were really good. And then as far as the main entree goes, it is called Hot Rocks, which if you're from the Chicago area, they have a restaurant called Black Rock in Naperville. And what it is a black marble rock that they bring to the table, and it is heated to a high temperature. I want to say it's like 600 degrees that rock is heated to, and they bring the raw food out on the tray with the hot rock, and you go ahead and you cook your own food at the table there. So it's kind of a cool, different experience to check out. A couple of us tried the surf and turf, which was a half a lobster tail along with beef tenderloin. Some just took beef tenderloin on its own, and they also had a mixed seafood option as well. All of it was really good. It also came with some vegetables as well. Definitely a different dining experience. So if that's something that you like, it's definitely something you'll want to check out. All right, guys, day 3, Sunday morning. Perfect day at Coco Cay Day. It's also Super Bowl Sunday. Everyone's really excited about this day. Unfortunately, we were woken up by the captain to find out that the winds were whipping up at about 40 miles an hour and the waves were upwards of 10 feet. And due to that, they were unable to dock at Perfect Day, at least at the moment. So they were going to wait it out a little bit and see if the conditions improved. I believe Mariner of the Seas was also in the area. At one point, Mariner of the Seas tried to back down to the dock to see if it was possible for them to dock, and they were unsuccessful. So as a result, our Perfect Day at Coco Cay Day became a sea day, which was a little bit of a bummer, but we decided to take advantage of other things that the ship had to offer. Royal Caribbean definitely helped us out a little bit by opening different things to some of the guests so they can do things while they were on board. Definitely something that wasn't planned, so they usually try to have things going on during the day to kind of keep people busy. One of the things that we did partake in was a selfie scavenger hunt. They had a selfie scavenger hunt where you had to find different crew members throughout the ship and take a selfie with them. So your entire group had to be there. So if it was just 1 or 2 of you, that was fine, but everyone had to be in the picture. And of course, remarkably, our team won. It was me, my daughter, and my nephew, and we went racing throughout the ship. We had a pretty good idea of where to find some of these crew members, so we did it pretty quick. I think we had it probably done in about 12 or 14 minutes or so. And as a result, we were given a Royal Caribbean hat along with a water bottle each. So it was just kind of a cool, neat thing to do, especially with it being a sea day, and it kept us busy for at least a little while. Other than that, we spent a lot of the day by the pool, had a couple of drinks. We had some more El Loco Fresh. And then after that, it was time for dinner and the Super Bowl. So dinner and the Super Bowl. Super Bowl was at 6:30, so we made dinner reservations at Chops at 5:30. We initially had plans to try to go down to Playmaker's Sports Bar for the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, so did everyone else. So there were a lot of tables that were already reserved well into the afternoon. And we didn't want to give up our Chops Grill reservation for dinner. So we decided we would go watch the Super Bowl somewhere else. There was an option to watch it in the theater. We could also watch it out on the pool deck. We decided to go with the pool deck just because we wanted to be outside. All right, so Chops Grill. Chops Grill, we had dinner reservations at 5:30. Again, Chops Grill definitely did not disappoint. It was really good. I had the tuna tartare, which is an avocado, ginger, wasabi, caviar, and raw tuna. Really good. I've had something similar on Norwegian ship, along with the Disney Dream. All of them were excellent. Definitely can't miss if you get a chance to eat that. They had a lobster bisque as well that was really good. Wild mushroom soup again. And then I went with the filet again. Can't go wrong with a filet. All of it was really good. After that, we kind of had dinner pretty quick because we wanted to head up to the pool deck so we can get a seat to watch the Super Bowl. All right, so after Chops Grill, we headed up to the pool deck to watch the Super Bowl. It wasn't too crowded up there. It wasn't that bad. We did have to dress a little bit warm because it was a little chilly up there. It was a little windy. So we were in jeans and sweatshirts for the entire game. And we also, towards the end of the game, kind of got hungry again. And as part of that unlimited dining package that we had, there was a Johnny Rockets Express at the pool deck. So we were able to order a bunch of burgers and some chicken sandwiches, some fries, some onion rings, and we just shared it as a group. Definitely, the dining package was completely worth it. So after the Super Bowl, went to Playmakers again because it had cleared out. Went to the casino, and then after that, it was kind of time to get to bed because unfortunately the next day was time to disembark. So we woke up the next morning. It's time to unfortunately disembark the ship. We had breakfast at the Windjammer, took our time, carried our bags off. That process wasn't too bad. The only downside to disembarking the ship this time around was when we returned to the Port of Miami, we were not in Terminal A. We were in, I think, Terminal D. And the problem with that is we drove to the port, so our car was parked in Terminal A. And Royal Caribbean had set up buses to shuttle everyone back over to Terminal A. Unfortunately, it wasn't well organized, didn't go very well. People were getting upset, and it took a little bit of time to get that done. So that was my only downside to getting off the ship this time. Other than that, everything went fairly smoothly. All right, so my highlights of the cruise. First and foremost, like I said before, Jamie's Italian was hands down my favorite dining experience that we had on board. The service there was incredible. They bent over backwards to make sure everyone was happy with everything they had, and then on top of that, brought us extra food to share as well. Number 2, Playmaker Sports Bar. It's a great place to go have a couple of drinks. They have games there like Connect 4. They have the large Jenga that you could play. They have a big shuffleboard you can play. So that was a good time as well. Definitely went there every night. Next, the Lime and Coconut Bar. It's on the pool deck. There's 3 levels. You can go there, have a drink, and the views there are incredible, especially on the rooftop. El Loco Fresh. Definitely a great place to go grab some lunch or even a late night snack. The tacos there were really good. Burritos weren't my favorite. They were more fillers than they were meat. So I would say El Loco Fresh, go get tacos, go get salsa. That's the way to go. All right, guys, that's it. After we disembarked, we took part of our party back to the airport because they had to go back home to the cold. And my brother-in-law and I went back to the Port of Miami to jump on another cruise. We went on the Norwegian Sky for a 4-night cruise. So next video will be about my trip on the Norwegian Sky. But other than that, that's all I got for now. Again, Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas. I was on Mariner in October. Both of them did not disappoint. They do shorter cruises, either a 3 or a 4-night cruise from Friday to Monday or Monday to Friday. So if you are interested at all in checking out either of these ships, feel free to reach out to me. My email is dan@awaywithmetravel.com. If you liked the video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and hopefully we'll get some more videos out for you guys. Other than that, that's all I got. Keep on traveling, guys.